Jesus. It's actually a good movie. It's actually a real good movie. And tonight we're going to share from that movie on the life of David, a man after God's own heart, the life of David. And the movie, let me give you a little synopsis of the movie. It is directed by Jon Favreau, and it stars Robert Downey Jr. along with Terrence Howard and Jeff Bridges. And it is a story of a man by the name of Tony Stark, who was a billionaire, wealthy industrial weapons mogul that invented many weapons. He was the inheritor of his father's weapons company that built missiles and war weapons. While he was in Afghanistan demonstrating a new missile, he was captured and kidnapped and wounded in his heart. His captors wanted him to assemble a missile for them. His captors were insurgents in Afghanistan, and they wanted to have him assemble a missile for them so that they could use that missile destructively to achieve destructive means. And so they captured him, and he was wounded. But instead, he creates a device called an arc reactor, which was a miniature power plant that he built into his chest as a means to keep the shrapnel that was in his chest from the wound from getting to his heart. That miniature power plant called an arc reactor also empowered his iron suit that he built to bust out of captivity. When he got back home to the United States, he announces to his company that we will cease from making weapons, and he begins to work on an updated armored suit, only to find out that his partner, Obadiah Stane, his second in command at Stark Industries, has been selling Stark weapons to the insurgents. His partner was the one who sold the weapons to the insurgents that were trying to get him to build them a missile. So he uses his new suit to return to Afghanistan to destroy the arms and then stop his partner, Obadiah Stane, from misusing his research. Iron Man became a superhero after the fact that he was, up to that time, a billionaire playboy that was only interested in making another $1 million. He drove around in fine sports cars. But after that incident where his heart was wounded, where his heart was broken, and after that incident that he built this armored suit, he became a superhero. And I come to tell every one of us tonight, it is God's destiny for your life that you become a superhero. I come to tell every one of you tonight that regardless of what attack you're under, regardless of who's trying to stop you, block you, keep you from your destiny, what is working against you seemingly is actually working for you. Whoever is working against you seemingly is actually working for you. Look at somebody and tell them, no matter what you do to me, I am Iron Man. No matter what I go through, I am Iron Man. No matter what it looks like, I am Iron Man. No matter how bad it gets, I am Iron Man. I'm not going to become bitter. I'm going to become better. I'm not going under. I'm going over. I'm not going out. I'm coming in because I am Iron Man. Now, you got to understand, God originally created you greater than what you are right now. Yes, he did. As a matter of fact, I honestly believe with all of my heart that God made us to be superheroes. Now, I'm going to prove it to you. Look in Genesis 1. Look at Genesis 1:26. 1:26. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he them. Male and female created he them. Genesis 1:28. And God blessed them. And God said, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over every living creature, every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Adam was given dominion over all the earth. Now, that word dominion is an interesting word. You have to understand. You can't have dominion over something that can do something you can't do. You can't have dominion over something that can do what you can't do. So if Adam had dominion over the fish of the sea, Adam was actually the first Aquaman. Y'all remember Aquaman? He could swim underwater, didn't need a scuba dive gear. He could swim with the fish. If Adam had dominion over the fish of the sea, he had to be the first Aquaman. Or the fish would be able to do something Adam couldn't do. If Adam had dominion over the fowl of the air, Adam was the first Superman. Or the fowl of the air would be able to do something Adam couldn't do. If Adam had dominion over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, Adam then had to be the first Tarzan. He had to be able to run with the wild beast, talk to the wild beast, talk to the lion, talk to the bear. He had to be able to swing like the monkey. He had to be able to do what they could do. And when Adam took dominion, we lived in a perfect world. Adam fell, and in comes imperfection. Jesus came to show us how Adam was originally created to live. He came taking dominion over the air, over the sea, over the fish. Go, Peter, and go to that sea and catch that fish and get the money out the fish's mouth. Storm is raging. Jesus is in the bow of the boat asleep. Oh. We was in the tornado thing a couple of days ago, and I was telling the interns this morning, we heard the sirens go off, and the wind was blowing, and you know, my wife said it's time to get down in the basement. There's a tornado warning, and they have seen the sighting of a funnel cloud. And I was asleep. It was about 12:15, and I rolled up out of the bed, and I got all the kids downstairs, and we went in our little room in our basement, and we were down there, and the kids were crying, and they had their blankets, and Shekinah was crying, my oldest 10-year-old. She said, Daddy, pray, don't let the tornado get us, pray. And my little 6-year-old was crying. I said, come on, y'all, come on, just go to sleep. You got your pillow, you got your blanket, just go to sleep. Jesus in the storm, he went to sleep. She kind of looked at me, she said, but Jesus was God. Oh, I started cracking up. But Jesus had authority over the air, over the sea, over the wind. He was showing us the dominion we were originally created to be. And that dominion that we were originally created to have. Since the fall of man, we live in an imperfect world. Check out this clip from the movie Iron Man.
Mr. Stark, Christine Everhart, Vanity Fair magazine. Can I ask you a couple of questions?
She's cute. She's all right. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
It's okay?
Okay, go.
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
And what do you say to your other nickname, the Merchant of Death?
That's not bad. Let me guess. Berkeley?
Brown, actually.
Well, Ms. Brown, it's an imperfect world, but it's the only one we've got. I guarantee you the day weapons are no longer needed to keep the peace, I'll start making bricks and beams for baby hospitals.
You rehearse that much?
Every night in front of the mirror before bedtime.
I can see that.
Somebody shout, this is an imperfect world. Now listen to me. If we don't do something about the world that we live in, if we don't stand up and be all that God created us to be, somebody with sinister intentions is going to look to have the answers, to have the solutions to the problems of this world, and use that power, that authority for their evil intentions. The whole earth is in groaning, waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. All of creation is topsy-turvy. There's tornadoes and there's all types of cyclones and tsunamis and earthquakes and hurricanes, and there's famine and economic collapse and financial collapse. All of creation is looking for some answers. God has declared, arise, shine, for thy light has come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For the earth is in darkness, and the people in gross darkness, but the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Listen to me. God is looking in this time of darkness and gross darkness for some superheroes to arise. God is looking for some people that are not complaining about the problem, but are praying for the solution. God is looking for some people that are not complaining